I have my section here from the occipital bone down, all nice natural fall. My first guideline I'm gonna start with is gonna be about an inch below the hairline. So we're gonna be working with a graduated bob. So I'm just gonna bring this hair straight down and I'm gonna give it a nice natural, no tension, nice smooth cut straight across. Just making this nice and square in the back. So after I've completed my initial guideline, it's nice and straight, I have the two corners left. I am going to create a slight bit of over direction just from the corners. And instead of cutting straight across, I'm going to use a little bit of point cutting just to help build up the weight to establish my triangular shape and just to make sure that I have some softness right around these areas. Okay, so what I've done from the center back, I've taken a vertical section from the two quadrants in the back, and I've isolated this section and combed it straight out, okay? You're gonna see that it's already cut. I just wanted you to get a nice visual. Okay, that's all the way straight out, straight, and I established it from my previously cut section, which was from the back. That's where I knew where to start. You may have trouble, especially in the beginning, thinking that you have to hold all this and comb it. That's gonna come with time. So sometimes once you can establish what you need to be cut, you can isolate it. So take a small section here, take a small section from the top. You don't have to hold the whole thing in your hand because that will end up making you wanna cut past your second knuckle as well. So I'm gonna move on to the next section. And bring these vertical sections directly back to my previously cut line. So I can bring that back. I can see my previously cut section and I'm bringing it right back and cutting it. So everything is going to be disconnected. Sorry, everything is going to be over directed from the front all the way back to my previously cut line in the back. That's going to create some length, distance equals length, but it's not going to be super, super long. So it's starting to build maybe about there. Another vertical section and bring that right back. Okay, so we've completed the sides from the parietal ridge down. Let me see our shape. I've done the same thing on this side. And the next thing from the whole front section, I am just going to establish where I want my part. And she is gonna end up having like a side part. So I've established that's where I want the side part to be. I'm just gonna let that drop there for a minute. Of course, it's much longer, but I'm just gonna leave that for a minute. I'm gonna jump over to this side and I'm going to take a piece from my heavier section. So this will be the heavier side, okay? This is my vertical section from the front. That's my perimeter. I'm just gonna comb this up and bring this right up for a minute so that I can see what's happening. I'm gonna grab a piece from my previously cut section in the back. I'm gonna elevate that and I'm gonna bring that back. I'm bringing that back because of course we know that we want some length in the front. And distance equals length, so that's over directed. I'm gonna bring that back so I can see my line of inclination. And I'm just gonna grab a piece from the front and join that in. And I'm gonna keep my eye on it to see where it's ending. Now, once I have this over directed, I can see my previously cut section right there and a piece from the front right about there. So this will be a good place for my cutting line, my cutting finger line, to make sure that when I let go, everything's falling into place and we're getting a really good solid shape and look for our haircut. Okay, so we've got our shape in there. I do see some harsh lines, mainly with some of the areas that are pretty dense. So I am just gonna go in and just soften some of those lines up slightly. I wouldn't suggest doing too much texturizing or softening up while the hair is wet. I prefer to do it when it's dry. I would recommend, so that you can see exactly what's happening. You don't want to over texturize and then all of a sudden you have like a hole or something. I think that, yeah, just mainly these areas that are kind of outstanding to me, to my eye. I'm just gonna do a slight little bit of diffusing in some little areas, and then I'll blow dry and flat iron. Anything after that, I will just go in and just detail, okay? All right, so we've come to the end, and I'm just doing the final touches with the flat iron. This is normally what I would do with a client. Do the whole cut at the very end, do the styling, flat ironing if it's gonna be a flat ironed look, and just go in with the scissors and just do a little bit of detailing. As you can see, even this line here, probably just needs a little bit of detailing, small things like that. And yeah, just kind of strange, but now she's having her photo shoot. Her hair's done.